in. How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Underground 2. Hopefully the last stream, because I mean, I think I'm in the final stage of the game, so I should be able to finish it today, I wanna believe, but we will see. I don't know. I mean, I really doubt that this is gonna have another stage. It will be a little bit weird, like especially if you don't have anything, you know, new in terms of map, right? Like the map is apparently fully completed, unless they reveal a whole new city like outside of the map, like in that top right area it's like a hidden part appears. That would be pretty funny, but no, I kinda doubt it. Anyways, I'm down there, so the closest event will be... We can do this sprint here, I guess. Okay. Well, and basically, the way my car looks right now is most likely gonna be the final look it's gonna have. I cannot really say I'm ultra proud of it, because I don't like the way a lot of things look, but unfortunately it's the way it has to look in order to participate in the final events. So it is what it is. Hey, I don't really mind it that much. Like, it could be uglier, so it is ugly, but only a little bit. Alright, sprint doesn't seem too long. And it's a sprint, so by itself it won't be long, so... Now, something that I've been seeing is that so far there's been quite a lack of 1v1s in this game. The previous one had 2 or 3, but this one didn't have a single one yet. Also, how is it going, Kyle? Choose here. Doing events. Nothing more, nothing less. What? Oof. All things considered, that wasn't a bad corner. It was gonna be worse. And why does the she have a weird vertical artifact? The she? What she? The she? I'm not sure. Oh, you mean the she in Gabi? Well, yeah, that's the typical emulate. Yeah, that's like the most common upscaling emulator issue, that the fonts have bars in the sides, and it's not just there, it's in other places too, and it's not the only game. I had that in multiple games. Upscaling is unfortunately not perfect, so sometimes things like that happen. It is what it is. I mean, in theory, the upscaling should happen only with 3D models, but yeah, I don't know. Then again, that's something so small in every game that I play that I don't mind. But yeah, like for example, well, actually here in this message you're not seeing a single one, but for example you're seeing like a little black line below where it says memory card PS2 on the top left. That's also a thing about upscaling. Well, display SMS, look back, like all of that has that same issue. That's a very minor upscaling issue that basically plagues almost every emulator in the world. On a big screen, the picture of the woman looks so pixelated. Well, yeah. I mean, that one is an actual drawing, so it's not gonna actually be upscaled. Like, you will see the crispy pixels. So yeah. If it was a 3D model, it will be a different story. Also, how is it going, the Black Hawk? You can say it's pixel art. It's a way of saying it, yeah. Very high resolution pixel art. I don't really mind. Damn, someone... Oh, damn, 2 guys have an accident. Pretty funny. You know, I really don't have anything else to... I heard Unbound wasn't terrible as long as you ignore the character art. I think the character art is such a minor thing that I don't even notice. I wish my biggest gripe with the Underground games was the character art. I really wish it was, but it isn't. I mean, the character art, I don't see any issue with the character art. If anything, it's well done. I don't know who'd say that, like who you heard that from, but if anything, the character art is one of the things that the game does well. I mean, yeah, maybe I can say these character designs are not my type, but it's well done. Like, it's, you know, for what it wants to be, it's well drawn. Oh, you said Unbound? Unbound? What was Unbound? Oh, is that's the last Need for Speed game, right? Like the one that released like 2 years ago. Bitch, I'm driving. Trying to take attention off my driving to read your sorry ass and hear your flaming me. Come on. Yeah, December 2. Well, yeah, that was actually 3 years ago. Yeah, that one, well, I don't know, I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know about the way that game plays, but I seen a little bit of it. It's supposed to have like a comic book, like cell shading art style. Aside from that, I know nothing about the game. Well, that and that is open world. I mean, I think that ever since this game released, Underground 2, I think that open world Need for Speed games are kind of like half the norm. So I don't think, you know, calling Unbound open world narrows it down too much. But yeah, I will say that I really want to play it. Well, that and basically any Need for Speed game that I haven't played. I don't own it on Steam though, but that's not an issue, I could purchase it. But yeah, like, I own basically every other Need for Speed Steam game, but not that one. I didn't, because back when I purchased the other Need for Speed games, that one was relatively new, and yeah, it's like, you know, it was expensive, and nowadays it's cheap. So if I get to that point, like basically I play all the games up until that point, I definitely want to buy it and play it. And this asshole didn't let me take the shortcut. Stop, fucking bitch. What is your name so I can insult you? Angelo. Angelo, you're a fucking bitch. Actually, no. Wait, hold up. That wasn't Angelo. It wasn't the orange car. Damn it. No, it was a blue car, wasn't it? So it was someone else. Sorry, Angelo, I didn't mean to call you a bitch. Though you're using a Nissan Seed, so I'm inclined to to not retract myself. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's fine. It's okay, Angelo, we good. But the problem is that if this Angelo guy ends up winning, I will have the moral duty to insult him. That's the problem. So yeah. You want to stay on my good side, Angelo? You better not win. And done. Got it. Honestly, Unbound is actually a good game. I got used to comic style quick and reminded me a bit of SSX on tour. Yeah, could be. I mean, since it's essentially the last Need for Speed game release, by the time I get there I wouldn't be surprised if we are already at the end of the current year, because I have so many Need for Speed games to go through. So I don't expect it to play it anytime soon, but I really want to play it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna purchase it from Steam, okay? I don't mind. Okay, I can do this special event, I guess. They are all your enemies, they are all assholes, yeah, I know. Yeah, we still go in sunshine. Okay, so the special event... I hope that this doesn't take me to either the airport or to the oil place. Judging by the time, it's most likely either of those. Yes, of course. Alright, so fastest path is most likely keep going straight. Okay, the path is not hard. Problem is that they are not giving me that much time to reach it. That's the problem. The path is relatively straightforward, but still a little bit far. I mean, I think the worst part is when you get off the highway. You need to do a couple of weird turns. So you go up here and then immediately to the right. And then what? Yeah, that's the issue. Like... Uh-oh, yeah, that's... No, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, that's fine. Full speed. Okay. Whew. I barely got it. Holy shit. Alright. What cameras do you have? Actually, here, having the city as the background doesn't seem like a bad idea. But you can barely see it. Yeah, let's do it like that. Honestly, it kinda sucks, but yeah, why not? Oh, you cannot even see the city. Well, that's pretty shitty. The land of radioactive lizards bring the pain. I think it's talking about Japan. That's fucked up. But the problem is that now I'm in the middle of a place that I didn't want to be. But yeah, that's fine. Well, need to go to this spring event now. Yeah, I'm doing well. You know, just the usual. I'm doing missions. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, I know that you're telling me to go around, but no, it's faster to just go here. Yeah, like this arrow doesn't know shit. But yeah, the only thing I hope is that I can finish this game today, because I really don't feel like doing another stream of this game, if it's possible. I think that I already got my feeds. Well, I can say I already got my feeds of this game like 4 streams ago. But yeah, the game kept going. But I have hope that today it's gonna end. But I don't know how much of that is just cope. It might be cope. We will see. Okay, so... wait, is this in Jackson Heights? Oh, it is. No, it isn't. Is it? No, it isn't. It's right here. You know, I don't remember how this place is called. Like the one that is before Jackson Heights. But then again, who cares? Just call it that middle place. That other place. Maybe if Unbound wasn't $65, I will try it. Well, for what I've seen, it's the kind of game that nowadays when it goes on sale, it has like a, what, 80% discount or something like that. So I will just wait for it. I mean, that's how I purchased every other Need for Speed game. They were all extremely cheap. Well, to be fair, I purchased them before they made the dollar change, so I purchased them even cheaper than they will be right now. But yeah, in these cases, you just gotta wait for the sale, dude. Just wait for the sale and you're gonna be fine. Those are the kind of games that there should be no hurry to play. I mean, especially if it got released 3 years ago. A 93% discount a year ago, yeah, you know, stuff like that. You can just wait for it. Like, essentially, if the game released yesterday, it will be a different story, but for a 3-year-old game that is part of a big franchise where you can play many other games that are, you know, very similar in the way they play, you don't really need to hurry. So yeah, I also will wait until it goes on sale for something like that. Fucking pickup truck. Wonder if this game has any secret missions. Well, yeah, it does. I mean, there are missions that don't appear on the map, that you can only see them by driving, unless that doesn't count as secret for you. But yeah, it has those missions, like you drive and you find them in the wild, even though they weren't in the map, and they still count towards the progress. So yeah, it does have secret missions. If you're talking about Unbound though, well, I don't know. I will not be able to know. Okay. That was free. Him. The one I know of, in a certain Need for Speed game, you straight up had to do a Konami code to unlock it. Yeah, but I mean, things like that will probably be more classified as an Easter egg, I mean, you know.
Swiss Tuner Magazine's cruising with the crews tonight, so if you're hot, you've got their next cover.
A Swiss magazine, well, at least they already spoiled what the language of the magazine is gonna be. I guess I don't need to to guess it. Alright, let's do another one. Also, you know, I see my opponent cards. You know how in a lot of games, like sometimes I look at my opponent cards and I'm like, damn, they look so cool. In this game, I feel like 95% of my opponent cards are so fucking ugly. I know that they are most likely randomly generated, but like, come on, dude. In some cases, the neon lights don't even match the color of the paint, so it's like, you know, what? Well, and for example, this other moron having green rims with a body paint that has nothing to do with that. It's like they were made by a 5-year-old or something. So yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that my car is, you know, something worthy of a professional designer. I think it looks better than pretty much any of my opponents. Oh, nice. He didn't let me move. Damn it, but at least there is still more than half of the track remaining, so I'm probably gonna be fine. Also, something that I forgot to mention is that today it's pretty hot. Like, today is a hot day, so that's a problem. Obviously. I hope I don't need to try hard anything in particular, but we will see. Oh, fuck. Sure, if I can reach this guy before the race is over. It's not like it's super close to being over, but... Okay, yeah, I did reach him. But how can I maintain the lead? Oh, okay, I saw that shortcut, but I didn't know where the entrance was. Well, that sucks. But I'm still in the lead, even after that. Not by much, he's right there. Ah, fuck. It's fine, it's fine. That's not fine. Man, what the hell? That came out of nowhere. And that's unfortunately gonna be a loss. That's so frustrating. Like, I didn't see that obstacle. Like, I don't know where it came from. It's like it spawned there. Well, that's a shame because despite this being a sprint event, it's quite a long sprint event, you know? It is what it is. Damn it. I also think that I mentioned absolutely everything that I could mention about this game. I think I pretty much ran out of things to say. I think that I basically said everything. And with the game being so repetitive, it's like I cannot really I cannot really think of new things to say about the game, really. Well, maybe I could talk about instead what could be my next game. Because I mean, when it comes to Need for Speed, yeah, it will probably be Most Wanted. That I think it's the one that comes after this. But yeah, before going there, I would want to play another game. I'm not sure what that one could be. I've been thinking of playing the Nintendo 64 Castlevania, but I feel like that's not gonna be a good idea under any circumstance. But I don't really have any other idea. I was thinking of playing an I Wanna Be the Guy fan game, but I don't really feel like doing that either. Play Metal Gear Solid. No, I think I will pass on that offer. I think I would prefer passing, permanently passing on that offer. Wow, nice slow motion, bro. Okay, so this is where I crashed last time, right? No, not yet, but probably in this corner. Yeah, it was there, man. That's such a shitty layout to have. Alright, full speed into the finish line and we're done. So the guy in second place wasn't that far. Yeah, not the biggest Kojima fan, but you know, I mean, I could also try playing one of like the hundreds indie games I have on Steam that I never in my life played, even though I have them on the library. But I don't know, do I wanna do that? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Yo, dog, word on the wire is that there's some action brewing in Cole Harbor West. I haven't been able to pinpoint the exact location, but you should be able to find them without much problem. It should be some easy pickings, so I thought you might want in. Good luck. I'm out of here.
Trying to tell me how to succeed in Street Edge events. Well, I'm heading into one, but with all the ones I already did, I think I'm gonna be fine. Wait, you can only access through the other side? No, I would assume that you can access through both sides, but well, whatever. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we have money and this event, right? So some of the comments in the missions are repeated, like they are actually generic comments depending on the mission type. I personally cannot really say I have much experience with Kojima games, because the only ones I played were, well, Metal Gear Solid on PS1, and I didn't last like an hour before I got bored, and the other one is, well, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I don't know if that counts as a Kojima game. Well, Kojima certainly is not the reason for that game being a success, that's for sure. Well, a success. A relative success, I guess. You didn't like when the series became open world? I mean, I'm pretty sure that Kojima probably didn't want to make it open world either, but then again, considering their, like, the Death Stranding games, I don't know how much of that open world shit was his idea or not. I still cannot believe that there are some people that think the Death Stranding games are not shit. It's kinda crazy. Like, you know, it reminds me of the Street Fighter V situation, you know? How some people basically, well, just because it's a Street Fighter game and made by Capcom, you know, they don't say that it's a piece of trash like it is. It is. And I think the same applies to Death Stranding. If it wasn't made by Kojima, it would probably be mocked as the piece of shit game it is. But yeah, I guess not. Yes, I'm Argentinian. How is it going, Auntie? Death Stranding is so weird. Well, yeah, weird is a way of putting it. Weird is one word to use, but nah, it's... being weird is not the issue. The problem is that it's a yeah, as Kyle says, it's a walking simulator. That's the problem. That's what makes it so, you know, so, well, shit, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's a different genre of what I will play, sure. But some people, I don't know, like, I just want to live in the universe where Death Stranding was not made by Kojima and see what people say about it. Because I just have the feeling that if it didn't have a Kojima name, even if it's a game that it's obviously not my thing, I'm pretty sure nobody will give a shit about Death Stranding. And instead of Kojima, it was made by, I don't know, Sean Smith, right? A game made by Sean Smith. I don't think anyone will give a shit about Death Stranding. Like, the few people that like it will be like, nice, it's a cool game, but it will be like what, like 100 reviews on Steam maximum, and that's already exaggerating probably. Like, you will be surprised by the amount of Steam games that have so little reviews. Like, they are games that are obviously indie and they have barely any attention, and a lot of those games are not bad, they are simply nothing out of the ordinary, so obviously they don't get attention, and especially since they are games that don't have a publisher and they don't have any advertisement, right? Well, to me, Death Stranding will be exactly like that if it wasn't made by Kojima. It will be one of those games, well, considering the fact that it obviously has a lot of bullshit, yeah, it probably will have more attention than the average indie game, yes. Like, it wouldn't be a 10 review Steam game, but it wouldn't be like what a lot of people say, like, oh, this game is a masterpiece, I choke on Kojima's dick, right? Like, it wouldn't be like that. That's why Sony published it, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, at some point, the way for a product to be popular is not through the quality or through whatever merit it could have, it's simply because of the name. Not just the name of the creator in this case, but a lot of other times the name of the franchise. I mean, it's what I was saying about Street Fighter V. The only reason why Street Fighter V is not considered a piece of steaming garbage is the fact that it's a Street Fighter game. It has the name Street Fighter. If it instead was called, I don't know, Fighting Buddies, nobody will give a shit about it. Rightfully so. Will be ignored like pretty much 99% of indie fighting games that release. There aren't that many of them though, because I mean, nobody makes fighting games aside from the big companies, and the very few that do fail. But yeah, the point is that if it wasn't a Street Fighter game, nobody would care about it. Yeah, he holds a lot of weight. Money talks, and being named brings money. At least Kojima and Iga deliver good games. Can we say the same about Inafune? Inafune, I don't know. I mean, the problem about Inafune is that he claims credit on something he didn't make, you know? Like...
Super Street is here and looking for winners. Make sure you nab the checker flag.
What? Oh, a magazine, yeah, I'm not interested. Well, I'm not interested, no, I am interested because it will unlock a required event, no, I was about to say how Inafune that it tries to credit himself for something he didn't do. Like, people call him the creator of Mega Man, but he was not the creator of Mega Man. Unlike Kojima, that at least he rightfully credits himself Metal Gear Solid. So for all the things I don't like about Kojima, at least he has the merit of, you know, making games that people like. But Mega Man 2, that is pretty much the most popular Mega Man game, I'm pretty sure Inafune barely even worked on that. If he even was part of the team, I don't think he was. Install it on PC? Install what on PC? Street Fighter 5? Or are you talking about something else? If you're thinking that I'm gonna infect my PC with Street Fighter 5, you're out of your mind. If you think like I'm willing to install such a piece of trash in my PC, you will be wrong. No, I'm not gonna fuck with that game. Also, hold up. That's not that far, but at the same time, these are very hard corners. And considering that these are short time trials, so we're talking about a minute and 15 seconds, they also make them very tight. Like you barely make it in time, like you have less than 10 seconds left. I will make it in time here though, but yeah. Alright, got it. So, why is this the Swiss one or is this another one? Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Yes, this I'm pretty sure. Well, it says it right there, Swiss tuner. Give stuff, baby. Okay. Sure. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? Oh yeah, the Mighty Number 9. Yeah, I almost forgot about that game. That was Inafune's doing. Pretty funny. That was pretty funny indeed. Alright, from here I can go to this, maybe? I mean, since this... Wait, how many events do I have? 7. Okay, let's count. So if I go down, you have 1, 2... I mean, 1, 2. Then you have 3. Oof, okay. I actually need to go for this one. And I might actually also need to do some drift events, unfortunately. Unless new ones appear later, which could be the case. Have you seen how many times Kojima credits himself in his game? No. I haven't. He's a little bit of a narcissist, you know. I guess it's not surprising. The Shoka of Street Fighter 5 being an infection. Yeah, it had a rootkit. There was a time where it had that. Street Fighter 5 is a game that, you know, believe it or not, when it released, I actually pirated it. And after seeing how shit it was, I uninstalled it. Like, I play around survival mode, which at the time it released, it was the only single player content in the game. Well, that, and I think like a couple of story modes with 3 fights each and dog shit illustrations with brain dead AI as well. And once I saw how fucking trash it was, I'm like, no, dude, this game is not even worth pirating, and I deleted it. And then never again I engaged with that trash. So yeah. The legend says that Hideo Kojima voiced Hideo Kojima in Metal Gear. I will say that it's a possibility, a strong possibility. Yeah. But yeah, the point is not a fan of Kojima. Definitely not. But it's fine. I mean, I don't have to be. I mean, I think the most surprising thing is that Death Stranding was popular enough to warrant a sequel, you know? Though I guess even if it wasn't popular, Kojima will probably want to do it regardless. Okay, that's a lot of bad things in a row there. Let's try again. It is what it is. The issue is that this track is hard. These corners are very annoying. I mean, anything that happens in Jackson Heights is annoying. And the one dominating here, I think it's a Peugeot, right? This little guy has been standing strong, just like me in the previous game. Hey, at least I am glad that the game allows you to beat it with the first car that you pick. At least I'm glad that they stick to that, because it obviously makes sense. Wouldn't make any sense if it wasn't the case. The whole point is that you tune your car to compete with the big guys, you know? You know, thinking about it, I feel like it's pretty crazy that both the USA and Japan had like their own flavor of illegal racing. But I wonder what came first, because, you know, here you have this, you know, like what they call the import culture, where they use imported cars with you know, modifiers, and they do like illegal races in the street. But then you have Japan doing something that even though it's the same concept, it's a completely different thing, which is the Toge racing, which is basically the mountain pass racing. So even though they are the same thing, that you do like illegal races in a public road, it's interesting that they are two very completely different types. I wonder if the USA scene for this type of shit actually got based on the Japanese Tuga races, or if they already had a scene before that. Because it's just very weird that it's usually like fully associated with import cars, you know. I guess I could do this mission. Not a fan, but considering the amount of missions I need to do, might be necessary. But then 300,000 for this one. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's fine. I mean, I say that it's mostly surprising because if there's any country that is not lacking cars produced in its own soil, is the USA, you know? I mean, pretty sure that the car culture mostly comes from there, so... yeah. Like they probably saw back then videotapes of Toge guys, and they were like, oh shit, wanna do that too. I don't know. I mean, if this game is anything to go by, the majority of import cars come straight from Japan. We're talking about Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi. Ironically, I think... well, no, never mind. This game does have Toyota. I mean, one of the starting cars is a Toyota. It feels like the kind of thing that might have ultimately been inspired by Toge racing, maybe. I don't know. I mean, pretty crazy in general that Toge racing exists, you know. It's just randomly go through a mountain pass and be like, you know what would be pretty good to do in this mountain pass? To do a race in this super dangerous and complex pass that, you know, people already struggle going through it. Like driving normally, yeah, let's do a fucking race. Why not? Also, this has been terrible. Okay, I'm not doing this mission. I'm just gonna hope that more non-drift missions appear later, but this mission is ultra Ganser. So no thank you. It's true. Well, Kojima voiced himself, yeah, probably. But you were gonna say it's true about the Toge thing being the precursor to American street races, but nah, I don't think it is. But there probably is some inspiration there. I also wonder how much Japan got inspired in the USA to make illegal street races. I mean, doing them in mountain passes is the one thing that is unique, you know? And Japan is absolutely full of mountain passes. like it's a country with a shit ton of mountains. So it is to be expected. At the beginning, I wasn't a fan of the corners in the Street Edge event, but well, it makes sense because at the beginning the handling on your car is dog shit. So trying to do these corners is a pain. But when you know your handling actually gets a lot better, doing these corners quickly can feel pretty good. Especially the ones that are very slow and you still see yourself taking them quite fast. That's very nice. Okay. Still free though. I really just hope I'm not supposed to try hard those drift events. Like, if I actually need to beat every event available to reach the 35 events, I feel like I have my doubts if I can actually beat this today, because those drift events look so insanely cancerous. So I am afraid. Oh, hold up. Oh, okay. So a DVD cover, which one is it this time? Real racing after midnight. When the sun sets, the race begins. I feel like you probably shouldn't advertise your illegal racing in the cover of a DVD. Like, you know, doesn't seem like the smartest idea. I guess you do you. Also, keep reading these mission messages and they are all still about talking shit, even though I'm about to apparently beat the game. These guys never knew respect, it seems. We'll have reduced speed there. I still can't help but be surprised that the time difference is so big in these Street Edge events. Because this difference doesn't exist in regular races, but here seems that I should leave them behind like it's absolutely nothing. It's pretty crazy. Alright, well, get on. So yeah, there aren't that many events remaining, unfortunately, so to reach that 35 I might need to get to drift. Yeah, when I say unfortunately, I precisely mean because it means that I will need to drift, and it seems... Okay, so there are 5 events remaining in the map. Okay, there's only 4, well, only. There is 4 remaining on the progress thing. But yeah, once I beat this one, if no other one shows up, unfortunately I will have to beat 3 drift events. You know I'm gonna get very salty whenever I have to do that, right? Like, you know I will get salty. 100% salty. Don't have any doubts about that. Ooh, this is also gonna be a hard race. Okay, we will see. Also, how is it going as solo? Yeah, hi from Argentina. Quite far from Indonesia. Basically, I'm far from pretty much everyone in the chat with the exception of Kyle. Kyle is the only one that is geographically close to me. It's random. Yeah, I mean, after all, Argentina is pretty much far from any country in the world that is not a neighboring country. It's very far from absolutely everything. If it's not a South American country, it's far, basically. It's the same deal with Australia, basically. Australia is far from everything, I guess with the exception of New Zealand and a couple islands. We are in the same situation, geographically. Not economically, though. We are pretty far from Australia's economy over here. Pretty far, but in the wrong direction, you know? Pretty far behind. It's fine. Could be worse. So it's something that I always have, like, that question in my head. Will my country be a shithole until the day I die, I wonder. Like, will it ever get better? I don't think it will. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, I stream every day, pretty much. To be precise, for the past 3 years, I have not missed a single day of streaming. I've been streaming for 7 years, but essentially I have a stream streak of 3 years where I have streamed every single day. So yes, to answer your question, I stream every day. What I don't stream every day though is racing games. Like I stream many things. So you cannot expect me to like be streaming something like this, for example, tomorrow, right? Well, it depends on if I manage to beat it today or not. If I beat this game today, yes, I will play something else tomorrow and completely unrelated to racing. But yeah, I guess if I don't beat it today... But let's not think about not beating it today, because I will be very sad if I cannot beat this game today. But by the way, when I say beat, I don't mean getting 100%. I'm definitely not going for 100%. No, I just mean getting to the end of the story, wherever that happens. I should be close, but we don't know. Maybe I'm not. As I said, I haven't played this game before, so I can only speculate. And that had to happen there, right? It couldn't have happened any other place in the race. It had to be here. It's fine. The first place is still pretty close. The finish line does not seem to be close though. Is it just for fun? Yes. No, I'm not a full... No. I'm not a full-time streamer, no. I mean, I wouldn't have the numbers to be a full-time streamer. No, I only stream for fun. It's basically my number one hobby. Well, I guess video games are my number one hobby, so... number two maybe, but yeah. It's just for fun. Which means that, yeah, I usually stream anything I feel like streaming. Even if it is to the detriment of my channel. You know, I just play whatever I feel like playing. What got you into streaming? Well, I guess simply the fact that I like video games and I saw a lot of people streaming themselves playing video games. So I was like, you know, I'm not half bad at video games, so I might as well also stream, you know? That's, I guess, the reasoning. I don't think there is any deeper reasoning than that. It's basically, I saw other people streaming games and I know that I'm not bad at the game, so I'm like, well, might as well stream. At the beginning, I guess the major motivation was showing off with Touhou. Like, I wasn't like an extremely good Touhou player, but certainly better than average. I will say that I'm still better than average, but in terms of Touhou, I mean. But it's been a while since I played Touhou anyways. But since it was one of those games where I, you know, where I was decent and a lot of people were struggling with it, I basically thought to myself, well, might as well show off. And well, I guess I did show off a little bit. But at the same time, you know what, when it comes to the internet and when it comes to achievements, it's, you're always comparing yourself to the entirety of the world. And comparing myself to the best Touhou players, yeah, I'm not even close. Not in a million years. Were you trying to go to Burger King's drive-thru? No. No, I don't know what I was doing. I was just looking at the arrow. The arrow sometimes though points wherever it feels like pointing. Yeah, sometimes it points to very nonsensical places. So yeah, it is what it is. We're already in the event here, so no problem. This is probably gonna be a 2-race tournament, which is whatever, fine by me. But yeah. I think that more or less yeah, I don't know, speaking of Touhou, maybe that's what I could play on the next stream, assuming I finish this game today. Like, I could play a shoot 'em up. Maybe. I don't know. Been a while since I play a shoot 'em up, so you know, why not, right? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Or rather, I have thought about it, but I still can't decide what I wanna play tomorrow. Many options, but too little decision. Well, to be fair, the one game I wanted to play is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe on Xbox. Problem is that the Xbox emulator is so shit that I cannot play a game like that without my computer heating up a lot. So that's something that I probably should save for after summer, same as the PS3 Gran Turismo game, for example, or the PS3 Sonic game, like Sonic Unleashed. So unfortunately, that will not be an option. But I don't know what will be an option. I'll think about it. The idea though is for it to not be a racing game, because I mean, after playing this for a whole week straight, I think it's probably better to to take a break from racing for a little bit. It feels like the best alternative. No, you're not gonna win at the end, bro. This race is for me. This race is mine. Oh, we have 2 of the Subarus here, huh? Pretty nice. Oh, you couldn't beat my car. Too bad for you. So you try undervolting your GPU and CPU. Not the current one, but that's not a good idea. Like, undervolting, like, the thing is that the reason why it heats up during games like that is precisely because it's working a lot. If you undervolted, the only thing that you will gain by doing that, assuming you actually affect the energy consumption, the only thing you will get for that is running the emulator wars, and I don't think that will be the idea. The undervolting in general is not really a good idea if you want to play games at a good performance, unless the only games you play are, you know, things that are already games that don't put a lot of stress in your computer, but that at that point the undervolting is completely unnecessary. GPUs regulate the energy usage by themselves. Now, you don't need to undervolt for them to consume less. They will consume less if they don't need to consume. you know? But the idea is that an emulator like Cemu that is so demanding, if you undervolt and the undervolt affects the energy that the GPU will normally use, the only thing you are doing is giving yourself worse performance, and like, what's the point? You know? The undervolting is not that good of a strategy. Like, I think that a lot of people use undervolting as a strategy for when you run games at a high frame rate so they don't run that fast, but you can just limit the frame rate. Like, multiple games have the option to limit the frame rate in one way or another, so you will just do that instead of undervolting. I mean, actually, I understand, because you're not the first one to mention undervolting. Well, I guess in this chat maybe, but I've seen in other places in the internet mentioning undervolting recently. I think that everyone is scared because of the scarcity of PC components, and they think that undervolting is gonna save their components' life. The thing is that that's not really the case. Like, the lifespan of your component will fully depend on what usage you give to it. If you undervolt, like, if you're fine with reduced performance on the actual games that use a shit ton of energy, sure, but I feel like at that point it's a matter of, you know, like, just buy a less powerful card, I don't know. In my case, it doesn't really affect me regardless, because most of the games that I play are not even close to being demanding. Well, you can see this game that I'm playing right now. Well, it is demanding if you have a bad CPU, but well, a bad CPU, it doesn't have to be a bad CPU, it just has to be like a mid-range CPU. Yeah, you probably won't run this game properly, but yeah. I read that you can undervolt and overclock for small performance loss. I mean, the problem is that you are essentially using the components in a way they were not intended to be used. You can do it, but I don't think it's a good idea. Like, at that point, just use it as it is, I feel, you know? Like, components are usually tested with default settings. Like, they are made to work like that. I mean, of course you can do it. You can... Wait, hold up. Let me... Wait, oh, but I don't know what direction this is gonna be to. Well, yeah, I guess this is the right one. The point is that undervolting, overclocking, underclocking, and all of that, they are things that you can do, but I feel like the risk of it going wrong is a lot higher than than the benefits of doing it. Wait, here you actually... I fucked up. No, not like this, dude. Fuck me. Well, I could have actually waited until the other exit, but I guess it's better if I'm already down here. Now, the issue is that the location of that star there doesn't seem to be very obvious, because that whole place is quite complex. It should be inside, I hope. Yeah, it is inside, okay.
Hey man,
You want me to take a photo in this, inside this place? Are you out of your mind? I think that this is a very good place to take a photo of a guard. I guess if you feel like it. Yeah, something like that, their picture. Force red and love in it. Sure. Whatever you say. So. Unfortunately, I do think that I have to at least try the drift events down here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to clear them, but I essentially need 3 more events, and the only events that are available right now are those drift events. I don't know how many URL are remaining too, and one of them comes right at the end, which I'm assuming is the final event, probably. The 8th one is the one that's on the airport right now, most likely. Ooh, that looks so fucking cancerous, dude. Tim, that looks so bad. That actually looks so bad. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing this one. Well, there is also another thing that I could do that I kinda forgot. I could try and see if there are secret events that are not drift events, so that way I could actually, you know, not have to suffer through this garbage. I think that that's probably my best idea. Ah, fuck, dude. Man, I hate the way drifting in this game works so much. How could they have not just kept the drifting of the previous game? Why do you have to do it like this? Alright, no. No. I'm not wasting my time with this shit. I'm gonna be looking for hidden events, which will arguably take longer. Oh, I already seen one. Right next to it. A Street Edge event. Man, well, that was quick, right? Well, like this one, I need 2 more. 2 more of these hidden events that are not drift, and we are essentially done. There goes the water. And every lap was 20 seconds. Was pretty short. Okay, so we need to find 2 more events like this one, and with that we can at least do some non-drifting basically. I could search in this same area, but this is also a pretty small area. I don't know how many hidden events there could be in here. Guess it's worth checking. the same time, I could also head into the airport to do the URL event. I don't think there's gonna be any hidden event on the way, but at least we do another check mark, you know. The airport here. Wait, what is that? No, there are a lot of lights in the garage that are nothing but decoration. Okay. So, on to this. Oh, another one.
No hard feelings, right?
Nikki's in our corner now.
Caleb's telling everyone you'll never race again once he's in control. He's crazy. You better watch your back. I'll do what I can, but it's up to you now.
What good are any of you? Not one of you could take that guy out? Not one? What do you think is gonna happen if he keeps winning? You could say goodbye to all this. Your precious sponsors. All the C notes falling into your hands. All of it!
Fine, we'll take care of it. He ain't gonna walk away from it this time.
You just make sure he goes down. Or ain't none of you gonna walk away from this.
I don't know, I wouldn't really be very threatened by this guy. Like, he said the same thing to the other girl, and he didn't do anything about it. So this guy is basically a certified bitch. So yeah, don't feel threatened by this bald asshole. Look at his face, yeah, I know, right? He looks very stupid. I also know why he's so adamant in taking me down. Like, what did I do to you, dude? Is it because I humiliated you in the previous game? Why do you send your little minions? Why don't you just come at me yourself? I mean, if I had a feud with someone, the last thing I would want to do is send someone else for me. I will fucking do it myself. Even if I end up getting fucked as a result. If I end up getting killed or whatever. If I hate someone that much, I'll just try to go for them myself. That's the thing, I cannot possibly imagine hating someone that much to the point of obsession. Which is the reason why I cannot really imagine going after them like that, you know? It would have to be someone that did some really fucked up shit for me to feel that way. Yeah. Maybe he's just mad because bald. A lot of people say that when people go bald, they build up resentment. I think the issue is that mocking people for being bald is accepted. I think that's the core issue here. Like, so many other things are shamed, but I'm trying to say that making fun of other characteristics is frowned upon, but you can make fun of bald people and no one's gonna bat an eye. So I think that resentment has to do with that too, you know. Kinda sucks being one of the only body conditions that you're allowed to make fun of. Yeah, it is what it is. Well, I myself am probably gonna go bald in a couple of years, so I probably will be pissed off too, or not, I don't know. I never really care about my appearance in the first place, so I doubt it. But it's just kinda suck that if you are bald, like, people can make fun of you without any repercussions, right? Because you cannot get away with that if you are, like, I don't know, like, let's say that you walk, like, you have an issue with the way you walk. Some people obviously can find it funny because people that have issues walking sometimes, yes, when you are not used to seeing them and you suddenly see them, someone walking in a weird way, unfortunately the first thought that probably comes to your mind is trying to laugh. But the point is that if you make fun of someone that has trouble walking, you will be seen as an asshole, and rightfully so. But yeah, the same doesn't really happen for other body conditions. I mean, being bald, it's not like it's a disability like walking badly could be, but it's something that people usually don't choose. Well, some do choose, but for the most part, no, right? I'm bald already. I mean, it seems that a very big portion of people are bald. Like, it just happens. I just think that it's weird that bald people are one of the only ones you're allowed to make fun of. I guess fat people is also another example. I mean, in some places you will get shit for fat shaming, but like, fatso is not considered a slur, for example. You know? Even though it's supposed to be an insult, just call someone a fatso and you know, usually, well, I guess if you call them a fatso in their faces, it's a different story, but yeah. It is what it is. I mean, the problem of the villain of this game is not the fact that he's bald, it's the fact that he's a bitch. I think that being bald is the least of his worries. It's an appearance thing. Yeah, but I mean, many things are an appearance thing, you know? Like, you could, for example, I don't know, have a lot of tattoos. Well, I guess, well, that's the thing, no, tattoos are a bad example because it's something that you choose. But there are other things that, I don't know, like what example I could give. Well, I already gave the example of walking in an irregular way, like kind of like being crippled when you walk. And I mean, even though technically it's not part of the appearance in itself, I mean, when you walk, I guess it is part of the appearance, you know? And it's something that you don't choose, because you either had an accident or you have a condition or whatever. And with baldness, it's the same thing. I mean, you don't really, for the most part, choose to be bald. But it has been so normalized, making fun of bald people. Maybe at some point it will be considered offensive, but I don't know. I mean, in my case, if you ask me, I don't give a fuck. But I would like if, you know, if nothing will be considered offensive, right? Because here I'm not even talking about making fun of real people, I'm just talking about, you know, a fictional character. And like in this case you can make fun of this guy for being bald, but if there was another fictional character that, I don't know, he was a cripple as I say before, I don't think that you will get very good looks if you made fun of them for being crippled, right? And I don't know. Again, who cares? It is what it is. So all these guys that this guy sent to beat me, I don't know. Where are they? I didn't see them anywhere close to me. I don't know. Like, you probably should hire better goons. Wonder if there's gonna be a cutscene after this. I think there probably will, but who knows. Show it to me. We're gonna get a cutscene? No, we won't. So we just assume that those guys were killed off screen. Poor them. Anyways, so the current objective right now is to find 2 hidden missions that are not of the drift type. That's the idea. So will I be able to find them? I mean, for what I understand, the amount of hidden missions is very, very high, so I feel like I should be able to at least find 2 of them. Well, 2 more of them, because I already did a couple of hidden ones, but we will see. Basically, I need to keep my eyes open for any weird light. Well, see, for example, here you have a weird light, but it's simply the garage. So I also don't know if maybe I should go to another area or if I should look here. I definitely don't want to go to Jackson Heights, but maybe the area above this one could work, maybe. Well, there is also this special event that, I mean, I could do right now, I guess. I don't see why not. I mean, regardless of if I do it now or not, I still need to do 2 more events anyway, so... greenish yellow light. Okay. 45 seconds, really? Yeah, man, it's there. Man, I just came from there. So this is the shortest time trial so far. No, that's... well, I fucked up. I should not have done that, damn it. This might actually be my first loss. We will see though. Yeah, it's kinda looking like it. No. 8, 7, 6, oh, 4, 3. Team, I barely made it. Holy fuck. So if that's the last time trial, I managed to beat every single one of them on the first try. Then that one was super close. Super Street Drift Fever catches fire. The world... Oh, it says Drift Fever catches fire the world over. What? Wait, that sentence doesn't make any sense. Catches fire. Does that sentence make sense to you? I mean, I'm an ESL, so I don't know, but Drift Fever catches fire the world over. What? Maybe I'm too ESL to understand that sentence, but I don't know, I feel like that doesn't make any sense. Oh, a drag event right here. Okay, so after this one we need to find one more and then we are good to go. Pretty much. Okay. It's also gonna be a short event, since it's only drag. Really? Well, this drag event might be hard to beat. What I can definitely tell you is that it's not gonna be any harder than beating the drift events, that's for sure. But then it's so hard to perfectly do the shifts here. Nice. There also seem to be a lot of obstacles in the way of this track. That was an overrev, really. So happened that these guys crashed, but I kinda doubt it. Usually when these guys crash, it tends to be against like traffic cars, not against walls. Full speed until the end. Unfortunately not enough, so it ends after that jump. That will be a problem. This should be it. Yep, got it. Yeah, and that one wasn't even really a good run either. The Hyundai died, by the way. Yeah, that wasn't a good run and it still was a victory. Just goes to show you how much easier drag events in this game are compared to the previous one. Do you want?
Street Tuner Magazine are digging the backdrop for a long shot winner. That fits your bill.
Yeah, well, before that, let me at least see if there is another event here. Another secret event. Because I only need one more. Only one more. So let's check what there might be here. I wouldn't be seeing any event here. That's simply the performance shop, so not there. Wait, where does this go? Wait, I'm going back to the airport then. It's so hard to orient myself in this area. I didn't mean to go this way. I wanted to go all the way to the west. No, that's that's a drift event. Not to mention a drift event that already appears on the map. I wonder if there's any event around here. It seems like this area here is completely underutilized. Doesn't seem to have much at all. I'm not gonna do what you do. At least I get the cash there. That's a drift event that's on the map. Maybe there's something on the... all the way over here? No, maybe not. I'm starting to think that there might not be a hidden event in this area. Well, not another one at least. I guess we gotta pick somewhere else then. I think that anything that I could have done is probably done here. No. Which means that I probably should head to... well, I could head to the special event. But I think that... I mean, regardless, the important thing is to not look up for events here. Should be somewhere else. But yeah, around here. Okay, so that's star. Well, I could head there. Oh, there, a circuit. Okay, so if I can beat this one, this will be the final require event, pretty much. And then the only thing remaining will be the very last URL event that potentially could be the final mission in the game. Potentially. And I hope it is. Like, I'm willing to go that far, like to find hidden events by exploring, if it means not doing the drift events. That's how much I hate the drift events in this game. I mean, the way I just hate drifting in general in this game. This one seems like it will be a relatively long track as well. Well, considering that it's the final of the regular events, I guess it's whatever. I don't mind. Well, it is at least 2 minutes long. Like the lap. Which means that 3 laps will be like 6 minutes. No, actually it will be more than 2 minutes. Well, no, not by that much. This is one of those races that you don't wanna retry. Here I don't think I have much of a choice. Well, I probably do have a choice, because there are most likely more hidden events somewhere else, but we will see. They didn't even take the shotgun. Then... Well, that sucks. I mean, there is still a lot of race remaining, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, it might be faster here to simply go long instead of trying to take the shortcut. I don't know, maybe not. Dude. Oh, thankfully, my opponents fucked up as much as I did. I'll still take the shortcut just in case. I feel like even if it's technically slower for me, the AI doesn't particularly care about that. Okay. Well, that's essentially the last normal event, at least of this stage. We will see if there is another stage or not, but at least of stage 5, this is the last normal event, so I'm assuming I do the special event now and then the final URL event and then we're done, right? Well, actually the URL event appears just like that, so you can just go straight there, but I will want to do this one first. Though this one is probably simply like a regular time trial, but I guess might as well do it. So is this one a long or a short one? It's in the middle. Okay, it's in that other area, so yeah, basically take the highway and yeah. Not much of a mystery after that. Well, actually take the highway. The fastest way to take the highway here will be to go left. I mean right, not left. Go right after this. Oh, but it's one of those traps where you don't really go. Okay, that might cost me a lot of time. God damn it. I should have actually went backwards. I think I would have made it faster. Damn it, dude. Come on. I wouldn't want to lose my undefeated streak on what looks like it will be the actual last time trial. Come on. I mean, thankfully once you get off the highway it shouldn't be that far though. It's relatively close. Yeah, we're fine. No problem. Yeah, this one was nothing compared to at least the previous ones, thankfully. Alright, give it to me. So, I guess now I can say that I did all the time trials on the first try. So what's the magazine here? It's... this is Dutch. It's actually Dutch. Meet the cover girls theme. That's just how the Dutch are. You know that they have a legal red light district and all of them. Anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Dutch. Yeah, I think that the majority of European languages were represented in this game. Like we had, well, obviously English, yeah, no shit, but we had Spanish, we had French, we had Italian, Swiss, I think Finnish as well, but and here Dutch. Sherman we also had, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, well, obviously we didn't have all of them, but we had a very big portion of European languages in the magazines. I didn't mean to deactivate the GPS, but I mean, it's right there, so... Well, actually it isn't, man. I always get baited by this shitty ass radar. Well, looks like it's connected, it actually is not connected, it doesn't matter. It's close enough. So, for what I understand, this one will be the final event, right? Because yeah, the game completion status is still far from 100, but the point is that that's something that counts all the additional shit that I didn't do. Also, yeah, that was the last magazine. So yeah, I did all the time trials on the first try, nice. Beautiful even. Yeah. If there is a stage 6, it doesn't really show you. Oh, and here, the hidden shops, I was looking for more hidden shops, so no, I found them all. And all parts unlocked, so yeah. Essentially the big percentage, the only thing remaining are like the optional events. Alright. So let's see if this is the last one. Only the best races on the street getting by here, so I have to say I'm impressed. No traffic and no distractions, just you and 5 other guys who want to leave you in the dust. Every time you win here, you build a little bit more cred on the scene. Okay, this doesn't look like the description of the final event. Like, I kinda doubt that this is gonna be the actual final event. Like, this does not sound like that at all. But at the same time, every opponent here is part of, like, that bald guy's group. Like, look. Oh, what? The game crashed. Well, I was not expecting that. Yeah, I guess if that guy wants to deal with me, this is a very consistent way of doing it. Okay. Well, let me restart. Yeah, don't worry, there is autosave. There was no progress lost. Then that was pretty funny. That's the first time the game crashes. And in what's supposedly the final event too. Pretty funny. But then well, you will be able to see the intro that normally I don't show, but yeah, you have that. I'm gonna skip though the intro before it, because I cannot really afford to waste time. Well, I could afford to waste time actually with the time remaining on the stream, but I rather not. Alright, so maybe the reason why the game crashed is because I decided to look back when I started. I mean, I wanted to look back because I wanted to see the other opponents. Wait, it didn't actually... Okay, we did lose progress. This special event, it didn't autosave. Well, I mean, I could do it again, but the problem is that if it's not gonna save... Well, you can manually save, actually. Or no, options. Is there an option to save? No. Well, but if you go to garage, does it save there? I don't know. Maybe you cannot save it. I'm surprised that it didn't save after this event. Well, I'm doing it again, but I guess if it has the chance of crashing again, maybe doing it again is not the smartest idea. I will assume there is a way to manual save. Probably. Though I feel like I saw the option to manually save. No, maybe, you know, I think I'm confusing it with the previous game. The previous game had, in like the career mode, well, that was called underground mode in that game, it had an actual explicit option to save, so I'm probably confusing it with that. Alright, so how do I save once I get this magazine? Because yeah, the other way to save will be by doing an event. And by, you know, beating an event, you can... it autosaves, but the issue with that is that, you know, I don't want to do another event. Alright, so let me check. If I go to garage, will you let me save there at least? Yeah, okay, so in the garage you have an explicit save option at the very least. So yes, please save. Though it is weird that it doesn't autosave after magazines. I guess since I never needed it, I didn't realize, but yeah, pretty weird. Though the weirdest thing is the fact that it crashed in that URL event in the first place. Like, that didn't make any sense. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess I'm gonna avoid trying to look back. Though, what happens if that is a consistent crash? Like, what happens if you can actually crash every single time and there is no way to avoid it? Like, what if you cannot actually complete the game? That would be wild. No, I don't think they will do something like that. Well, when I say do, I mean that I want to assume that, you know, they are not, like they will report in the emulators wiki if something like that happens. So yeah, the real question is how many people actually made it to the end of this game. Alright, anyways, just in case, I think I will save right here before I enter. I know that I'm being overly cautious, but I don't want to repeat shit, you know? Shit that I already did, I prefer only doing it once. So let me save again, for good measure. Yeah, save, come on, there you go. So then we get out. And then, well, we try to do this event without crashing, hopefully. Yeah, I guess the bald guy is serious this time. Yeah, I just wanted to look back because I saw that deliveries of all of this guy had the Grim Reaper and I wanted to confirm that. Well, also here I think that my starting position is different. I actually start at second, I think. So the start position in these events is random. So here I started at the beginning, but you could also not start at the beginning. Wow, well I got killed pretty quickly. Because the Grim Reaper was pretty accurate. Damn. That's fucked up. A bunch of assholes. So, by the way, does that guy show up here? Promise that I don't even know his name. Like, they probably mentioned him in a cutscene, but I have no clue what his name is. And if he's meant to be Eddie, well, Eddie's not an opponent here, so... maybe this is, like as I say, the event before the actual final event that might be a 1v1 showdown against him. But I don't know because so far we have not had a single 1v1 event, so I don't even know if that's a thing in the game, you know? Also, wait, I didn't check if I actually remember to capture the feed again. I'll check now. Well, now when I finish the race, I guess. Yeah, I think I did make it come back. Yeah, I'm a very forgetful person, so maybe I forgot. Got it. Okay, let me check. Yeah, I did capture it. Alright. Well, I'm assuming this is a three race tournament, right? So just do 2 more. Well, and that was also a pretty short race, so I think that this one will not be a problem. Well, and even if there is a 1v1 later, I also kinda doubt that that's gonna be a problem either. Well, this track is definitely longer than the previous one, but who cares? You're gonna go down just as easily. But I'm also gonna go down if I do stuff like that. No problem. See, that was simply a barrel roll. Did that on purpose to show off. Oh, that guy also... that guy did a 360 also to show off. See, like they are trying to take the eyes of the spectators away from me. Oh, this is okay. This is that one track where the AI has a mental failure. Okay, well, good to know. You know what, now I'm afraid of looking back. Like, I'm afraid of looking back with the camera in case it decides to crash again. Though I don't think there's any reason to do so anyways. These guys are super far from me and this is not a hard track, and now since I won 2 in a row, I don't think they are gonna beat me. Yeah, in fact, with this amount of points, if I get 5th place, I'm guaranteed to win. Since in this game the first place is shared, and even if you share it with someone else, you still count as having won, you know? This track is also not complex at all. If this is the final event of the game, I'm gonna be very disappointed. But I don't expect to, you know, like I expect the whatever is the final event, whether it's this one or another one, I expect it to be underwhelming. Just like the rest of the game, basically. Yeah, like whenever the credits start rolling, I'm gonna feel bad about talking shit about this game because of how many people came here saying how much they love the game, but I want to talk so much shit about it. I really do. And I will, but I need to finish it for that. I just hope that whatever is the final event at least is something exciting. Yeah, judging by the track record here, probably not. But that's also another thing. Not a single event, gameplay-wise, had any relation to the cutscenes that are being shown. Except for Layel having a car that belongs to a specific character, but they don't try to do anything out of the ordinary. Well, all of these guys got completely humiliated, so what now? Did it feel like a chore playing this game? Yes. Yes, it felt like a chore. Indeed. Alright, so what now? What's gonna happen now? Huh, well that's unexpected. Okay, there is one event here in the middle of nowhere. Wait, what stage is this? It still counts as a stage 5. but I mean, we are fully done with this. But if you look at the events here, notice that every single drift event disappears from the map. Every single one of them disappear from the map. Which makes me think that, yeah, this is like a pseudo new stage that's probably gonna be extremely short. But yeah, the only thing that appears in the map is this circuit event. I wonder if it's gonna be a series of events or if like this is the final one. Only one way to find out. One and only one. See, really fast they're going left. I guess they are both kinda the same. And then you want me to go inside this? Wait, which one? Here? Yeah, here. Well, there's also money that I obviously don't need at all. Since it's there, asking to be picked up, might as well. So what is this event gonna be about? You there, you ain't from around the way. That don't matter, we are throwing it down in a circuit run. Throw down your bills and we will send the course map to your SMS. You got 2 seconds to decide. Well, I'm afraid that took more than 2 seconds to read, so I think that you're a bitch even for threatening in an SMS, assuming it's the same guy. It might be, yeah.
Yeah, big deal. It was one race. It ain't gonna happen again. You can't do that. We have a deal. Look, just give me one more chance. I can take it. You're nothing but bad luck. I took you out once, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm calling you out. Right here, right now. Everything on the line. You down or what?
Damn, that's so funny. I think that at this point they are just rolling with it, like they are just making this guy stupid on purpose. The thing is that cutscene implied that this guy is actually working for someone else, so is this guy not even gonna be the actual final opponent? Like there's gonna be more? I mean, Underground, there is no Underground 3, so it's not like they are trying to leave this for a sequel. Yeah, you have Most Wanted coming after this, but I'm pretty sure Most Wanted is not a sequel. It's like its own thing. So I don't know if whoever was told, well, maybe he's talking to the sponsors. I don't know. Well, Caleb is the name of this guy apparently. Well, I don't know what else to say other than you're a bitch. I mean, but I already told you that, so... Well, you probably have to do better than that, because unless I make a mistake, and hey, don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna make multiple mistakes, you are not gonna reach me with that speed. Because I could have taken the shortcut there, well, whatever, he didn't take it either. I mean, the only different thing about this is that it's a 5-lap race, but... Well, it is a 1v1, so yes, as expected, like, the supposed final opponent will actually go in a 1v1, but yeah, the race itself, it's a very basic track, and not to mention that it's a track that with the shortcuts you can very easily leave him behind if he chooses not to go for the shortcuts, like he already did. Okay, the only problem is that the final corner sucks balls. But yeah, the rest of the track is extremely straightforward. Only the traffic will keep me down. Yeah, Need for Speed Overground. That would be nice. I don't know, this guy, I have the feeling that... as I say, at least it's a 1v1, so props to actually try to send off the game with a unique event, but doesn't really seem like this guy is any faster than any of the other morons, and as you can see, his AI doesn't even try to go for the fastest path in a track that has a lot of pad splits. So yeah, unfortunately I still think that this event will be very underwhelming. Well, and in fact here, yeah, see, for example there, he doesn't even try to take the fast path, he goes for the other one. You know, it actually makes me want to check the difficulty. Because the game's difficulty is in hard, and I haven't changed it since the first day that I put it in hard. But I don't know, shit like this really makes me wonder if it is really hard difficulty. What is this guy even doing? Now you can, as always, see that eventually the AI keeps up because of the rubber banding, but it's like, you know, it's not any different than a regular race. Like, the AI is nothing special here. So yeah, a little bit weird. I mean, despite the fact that I would prefer not playing much more of this game, I would actually like if there is like an additional chapter that has an entire new set of opponents that are specifically bullshit to fight against. That's something that I always like in racing games like Ridge Racer, or, you know, even a more similar game than like that, more similar to this one, which is a Metropolis Street Racer for the Sega Dreamcast. That game, at the very end, like the final event, you essentially had to drive against 3 Nissan Skyline that were absolute bullshit to beat. Like, they constantly were behind you. Like, no matter what you did, you could not get them off you, so the moment you make a mistake, they overtake. And that sort of stuff, obviously you can say, damn, that's bullshit, but for the final challenge it was cool. And yeah, Ridge Racer is obviously the best example of having the best final challenges in any racing game. The fact that when you beat everything that is normal in the game, you show off versus the monster cars, and the monster cars are always like a very hard race to beat. And in some cases, they are a group of hard races, it's not just one. So that's something that I would like to see, you know? Like, you beat this guy and then you realize that there is a whole gang of guys that is like a higher like a higher mafia level than this guy, right? And you have to beat them one by one, and they are all specifically hard to beat. But yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Like, this is most likely the final event in the game. Well, at least, as I said, it's a unique final event, and it's not just one of the bunch, right? It's unique in the conditions, 1v1, 5 laps, so sure. But yeah, a little bit disappointing that the AI is just the same as the other ones. See, the AI in this game, despite the insane amount of rubber banding that it presents, it's also not really that big of a deal once your car is good enough. Because yes, that's one of the biggest fuck-ups that I think this game has. The game is very hard at the beginning when your car sucks. But once your car starts getting the upgrades, the difficulty decreases. Like this game, like the difficulty curve is not like it goes slowly up or it suddenly goes up. No, it slowly goes down. Like the hardest part of the game is the beginning and then slowly goes down, down, down until at some point you pretty much beat every event in the first try. Obviously there can be exceptions here and there, and there's always the fact that you can, of course, screw up by, you know, crashing against a traffic car. In fact, you know that right here, even though I'm almost dominating the entirety of this race, it might be possible that what happened in the third lap happens on the final lap, which is right before the finish line I crash against a traffic car and I lose. Yeah, that's pretty possible. But assuming that you don't screw up like that, there is essentially no difficulty in winning against these guys, even though it's supposedly in the hardest difficulty. So, yeah. Then again, considering the length of the game and how repetitive it is, the fact that it's this easy, I guess it's a blessing. Because if with the amount of events it has, I had to like take, I don't know, half an hour per event just to beat it, well, yeah, that will probably be an issue. It is what it is. Point is that unfortunately I do find this game to be pretty underwhelming. Just as the previous one. I feel like at least the previous one had the decency of being shorter and also not forcing you to use extremely ugly upgrades to progress. Well, talking about visual upgrades, of course. Am I gonna win by 10 seconds, dude? Like, Caleb, I know that you are a bitch, but this will be too much humiliation for you. Shouldn't you at least try to be closer? Like you, when you knew that you weren't gonna win, you gave up. Yeah, like yeah, I have the luxury of having an accident like that and still keep going. And I'm sorry, Caleb, but yeah, you got your ass beaten. What car was he even using? The GTO is a Toyota, right? I think. Who cares? What it's important is that I won. So what now? What excuse do you have? No one else to blame. So what are you gonna say? Awesome racing. I don't know, dude. I just feel like the other guy had the opposite of awesome racing, and that's what I won. Why I won. Well, that's it. Can I at least get the credits just for good measure that this is the end? I mean, that cutscene seemed pretty final to me, but let's see. What do we have here? So this is the loading time normally, by the way, when I don't speed it up. Okay, so you have completed the game. You have unlocked all performance and visual upgrades in quick race mode. There are no more events to complete in the world. Return to your garage to re-race any events from your career. So for some reason these guys are not a fan of showing the credits at the end. Not sure why, but yeah, I guess they don't feel like it. Well, I guess I can go to the garage and at least end it there, but yeah. Well, yeah, I guess, I mean, I can repeat what I've been saying all this time, but it's essentially the fact that, yeah, it's a game that has many things I don't like. Like the open world for starters. I understand that the way the open world looks is pretty nice and everything, but gameplay wise it makes it for a very annoying experience. Not to mention that, as I mentioned multiple times, the fact that you are encouraged to do events that are one after the other, which in turn makes things pretty repetitive, you know? So yeah, I don't see any positive of making this game open world, aside from, as I say, like the wow factor of them, an open world game in the PS2, right? But yeah, I simply don't really think that it's a good thing. And for the rest of the game, well, the driving isn't really anything, you know, out of the ordinary, I guess. Just like in the previous game, it's not really a highlight. Let me see if I can check the credits, just to at least have them run, since we have more than enough time remaining. Yeah, you can put the credits, and these ones are faster. But yeah, I feel like my issue with this game, well, my main issue with this game is that I feel that if I want to have an arcade experience of a game released around this time, I will go for something like Burnout 3, which, by the way, you have a demo of Burnout 3 in this game, and to me that game is way more fun and way more arcade-like than this one, right? Like, if I want an arcade experience, I would go for that. And if I wanted a more realistic experience, I would just go for Gran Turismo. Like, either 3 or 4, it doesn't matter. Even 3, that is a game that I don't like that much. I feel like it's still better as a game than this one. Again, all of this, it really pains me to say, because I've seen so many people come to the chat saying, damn, this is my favorite game, I love this game, and all of that. So suddenly having this guy talking shit feels like a backstab, I guess. But I really did not like this game, the same way I didn't like the previous one. But as I also mentioned, the previous one at least has the decency of being shorter. And again, not forcing you to do dumb visual upgrades just to progress, right? And yeah, that's the worst part, because the two Underground games have the advantage and like basically the highlight of being able to customize your car in so many ways. Like, that's the most unique thing about the Underground games, and yet this one has to ruin it by making some visual upgrades mandatory in order to progress. So you have to like forcibly make your car ugly, assuming you don't like the final upgrades, just to be able to keep going, even though that's like the main appeal of the game, making your car look the way you want it to look. So in that regard, I feel like I like this game even less than the first Underground, that was already a game that I didn't like that much. So it's a shame that I have to, you know, be disappointed like this, but I mean, I've been able to beat it until, like, to play it until the end, so it's not like I hated it. I mean, after all, it's a racing game. It's pretty hard for me to not enjoy playing a racing game despite how much I might dislike it. But yeah, at the same time, like, I wouldn't pick or recommend either of these games. And I know that a lot of people might be thinking, well, it's pretty easy for you to think that because it's a 22-year-old game. But again, the games I compare them to are from the same era as this game. Both Burnout 3 and Gran Turismo 4 releasing the same year this game released, and I consider them both superior in their own places. Like Burnout superior as an arcade game that is just dumb fun, and Gran Turismo superior as a game that has a more tight handling and it's about driving different real life cars, right? So yeah, it looked like you were running the same race over and over again. Yeah, that's also another problem, very repetitive game. I understand that racing games, and especially funny since I mentioned Burnout and Gran Turismo, yeah, those games can get repetitive too, but I feel like in those games you are constantly doing different things and the difficulty visibly gets harder, you know? Not to mention that in Gran Turismo you have completely different categories of cars and very different circuits, but in this game, for example, the main events that are supposed to be the URL events are like they all take place in 2 tracks with different variants, which is like the first track that appears and the airport track. Like they are the same track but in different variants, and honestly that's something that is getting repetitive when you have like 40 URL events. And yeah, basically it's a bunch of that. It's just a game I didn't like. Obviously I wouldn't call it a bad game or anything close to that, but it's not a game for me. Like not this one or the other, like the previous one. That's fine though, because I still plan on keep playing Need for Speed games. If I'm not mistaken, the next one in the series is Most Wanted, which is also another game that is, for what I understand, very highly rated, which means that I'm probably gonna get disappointed again, but no, it's fine. Yeah, for what I understand, it's a very different game from this one, because that one involves the police, just like the Hot Pursuit games, so I expect it to be significantly different than the Underground games, but hey, what's important to know is that it's all a matter of preference, right? Like, as I say, I'm not saying this is a bad game, I'm just saying that these games are not for me, and that my preference is on games like Burnout 3, which, by the way, they are published by the same company, Electronic Arts, so they are in a very same frame of release, right? Anyways, I'm not gonna bore you more with my yapping, I'm just gonna end the stream here. And yeah, even though I plan on playing Most Wanted 2 as the next Need for Speed game, I wanna take a little break from racing, you know? So I'm just gonna play unrelated shit for a couple days, and then we will get into Most Wanted. So yeah, in any case, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream. So have a good one and take care.